Okay, so we were talking about the three-story breakdown. Um, so from that story, try to break it down into those three stories before he was hospitalized, his life in the rehab facility, and then what's your future story of him? Which direction would you go with him? He's kind of tricky. Thinking about his past, what's meaningful to him, what would you do with him? Then we'll talk about what actually happened. Okay, our next assignment is something called the Reel. I'm not sure how much you've had with this. It's kind of a quick, simple way of doing an assessment. It's like an acronym, these four letters, REAL. So what you're doing with each patient is breaking them down into these categories. And I'll be doing this as homework in a few weeks, I believe. What are the primary relationships for this patient? It could be somebody living or deceased, their parents, their spouse, whoever. What is the dominant environment of this person's life? Did they grow up in a rural area, or did they grow up in the city? And were they very poor? Were they middle class, professional class, educated, uneducated? Think maybe like socioeconomic kind of things. Activities. What activities do they love to do? This is our basic OT kind of stuff, kind of your occupational profile, and then life experiences. What is their life? What were the dominant experiences in their life? And we'll do this one. I'll do it on myself in a second to give you an idea how this kind of works. And you could do one on yourself as well to kind of get your own story. Think of it this way: the some of you know well, you probably could do all these right off the top of your head. You know them. You know their story. You know them as a full person. Okay, so with my story, the dominant relationships would be my wife and son. The environment, pretty much grew up in middle class environment. Dad was a bus driver. Mom was a teacher, elementary school teacher. Mom was college educated. I became college educated with advanced degrees. Kind of grew up in a suburb kind of area, rural, so to speak. Activities I love to do. Hiking, it's a big thing I like to do, get outside and do things, reading and writing, watching football, life experiences, things, big events at my life experiences. What are the big events in my life? Married, having my son, definitely two big ones. But a third one was health issues around, I may have talked about this already, but health issues around Lyme disease. For about 5 years I was very, very sick. I had heart issues, is in the hospital, myocarditis really attacked my body. That was a big defining experience around my life. And that idea of the Lyme disease, again, kind of leads to this, thinking of this person as a three-story example, three unfolding stories. So when I was sick in the hospital with Lyme disease, I got sick building this trail through the woods. That's kind of what these images are. This is my son when he was really little. Built this trail through the woods for us to kind of walk on. And it ended up, that's where I got sick. I got the tick bites that made me sick. So my prior life was outdoors, building the trail, out in the woods, every weekend, that sort of thing. Present life, when I was sick, I was very sick, life-threatening sickness in the hospital. And in this prospective future story, I get back out into the woods so I can go hiking and that sort of stuff with my family. Here's our questions for the week. I think you can get these out of the PowerPoint. Looking ahead for week one, officially we start week one next week with a Monday's lecture. This is at Kaminsky Auditorium, down by the library. If you go to the library, you're going to go around the corner. Walking into the library to the right, there's a hallway, there's a bathroom there. Keep going down. It'll say Kaminsky Auditorium, big open classroom, that's where we are. No specific assignments for next week, but I would definitely get on that movie. Crip Camp, watch that. There was a homework assignment due for that in a few weeks. And be prepared to move in class. We'll be doing exercises, all that sort of stuff in class.